The Republic of Serbia is situated in the southeast part of Europe, in the central part of Balkan Peninsula, and represents the shortest possible connection between the East and West, and South and North Europe. The capital of Serbia is Belgrade, at the junction of two rivers, Sava and Danube, and, as it said, it is the best place in Europe for going out. But it does not mean that other places and cities in Serbia are less interesting. The following story will present a city which, with its vicinity, represents an example of beauty and dignity of domestic landscape and a treasury of cultural and historic heritage. Cacak in the heart of Serbia. The city of Cacak, surrounded with the mountains of Jelica, Vuan, Ovčar and Kablar, is located 150 kilometers southwest from Belgrade, in the central part of Serbia and in the fertile valley of the river West Morava. The territory of the city of Cacak has a very favorable traffic geographic location, since it is located at the crossroads between the west, southwest and central Serbia, or in other words, Šumadija. Primary route Belgrade-Užice, Zlatibor, Montenegro and the railroad Požega-Stalać contribute to the economic and cultural development of this area. These main communications are connected to the numerous busy roads of less importance, what makes Cacak a relatively easy accessible destination from several directions. The territory of Cacak has been inhabited since the oldest periods of human history and has also been visited and settled by many different nations like Illyrians, tribals, Romans and Old Slavs. First remains of Romanization in the territory of the city of Cacak belong to the 1st century AD, while Roman thermal baths in the heart of the city witnesses about the existence of the Roman settlement. What Cacak means to this area today, Gradina, a historical find on the mountain Jelica, distance 8 kilometers southwest from the city center, used to be in ancient times. About the life, which in this site has existed from the Old Iron Age to the 11th century AD, witnesses multi-leveled archaeological find. The most important traces dated from the 6th century AD, the period of early Roman Empire. Running away from barbarians and Avars, Slavs has advanced over the fortified border on the river Danube, looking for the trophies and place for new life. Our ancestors have been brought here by those maelstroms. When Duke Stracimir, Nemanja's brother, decided in the end of 12th century AD to build a monastery dedicated to the Holy Mother of God at the place of the existing church, definitely were set the foundations of the future city, which was called Gradac at that time. The earliest mentioning of the name Cacak was in one legal written text from the archive of Dubrovnik on December 1408, considerably early before the arrival of Turks into this territory. After the fall of Serbian domain of despot caused by the Osmanic Empire in 1459, the monastery was turned into a Turkish mosque. Turkish authority had been surviving for many centuries until it was not interrupted by the rebellion against Turkish governors in March 1804, and as history records it, the final liberation of Cacak and entire Serbia from Turks came in 1815. Saml Battles, which have determined the result of the Serbian uprising, have happened to the vicinity of Cacak. Some of the battles which have determined the results of the Serbian uprising have happened in the vicinity of Cacak. as the reminder of the battle on Ljubić Hill and the honorable death of Tanasko Rajić, today at the spot of the battle we have the monument dedicated to the courage of Serbian soldiers. In the years that followed, Cacak has rapidly developed and built. From the middle to the end of the 19th century AD, several representative objects have been built. The Palace of Jovan Obrenović, today the National Museum, was built in 1835. From the very same period dated Hadžić family house, today a part of the city library, City Hall, which used to be property of Vule Pantelić, Erić family house, which is ornament of the city pedestrian area, but also the old county headquarter building, one of the largest buildings built in Serbia in the 19th century AD, today historical archive and a part of the National Museum. The end of the 19th century AD has been marked by the ceremonial opening of the first hotel in Cacak, Hotel Kren, today Hotel Belgrade. By its outstanding beauty distinguished themselves houses of the families Achimović and Pušerić, as well as the palace of Dragomir family from 1924, today the post head office, while the main post office building in the 30s of the 20th century AD in the form of the ring sector, what in that period represented the example of the modern manner of construction. At the same time, Cacak got a building of gymnasium, secondary school building and the city park. A rich history of the city of Cacak has been preserved in a National Museum established in 1952, with the tasks to collect, process and preserve museum material and research the past of Trnava, Ljubić, Takovo, Dragačevo and Moravica areas. Art Gallery Nadezhda Petrović was established in 1961 in the honor of a famous painter, a pioneer and the most remarkable personality of the modern Serbian art painting. A part of the permanent exhibition in this institution of culture is consisted of paintings of this extraordinary female painter born just here in Cacak. The monument to the warriors killed in World War I is unique in the world. On one side of the monument is an Orthodox and on the opposite side is a Catholic cross, while on the third and fourth sides are placed Islamic half-moon and Jewish David star. It was raised as the mutual memorial crypt of the Serbian and enemy soldiers. The monument to the Duke Stepa Stepanović, the monument to Tanasko Rajić on the Ljubić Hill, and the monument to the participants of the Hadži Prodan's uprising in the churchyard of the old church in Trnava are also a part of an enormous tourist potential of Cacak, which has been promoted by the tourist organization of Cacak since 1997 by its propaganda activities with an intention to match the interests of various tourist, cultural and historical subjects. During the 20th century, Cacak from a small city developed in a modern, dynamic and urban entity with particular self-recognizable activities. New city squares have been established at the more important crossroads and markets, like the Central Square in Cacak, the very heart of the city, and its center of gravity, previously known as the Great Market and now known as the Square of Uprising. In its extension, there is the city pedestrian area from where streets beam towards all sides of the world of this city fast and rapid goes on. In the city and its vicinity, there are numerous sport fields and objects where many sport activities may be organized. Cacak is known as a city of sport where a large number of sport competitions takes place during a year. Beside league competitions, many various tournaments are organized in basketball, football, indoor football, tennis and karate. Cacak is also known by its cycling races, swimming, marathon, mountain races and automobile rally. Basketball is the sport which has celebrated this city. On the other side, Cacak has repaid itself to this sport by giving to the European and world basketball some of the most well-known stars like Radmilo Mišović, Dragan Kicanović and Željko Obradović. Finally, Cacak is known by extraordinary sport names from the world of cycling, karate and athletics. The oldest and the most famous kafana in Cacak is Car Lazar. Established in 1833, how much it is known speaks that it has served to the inhabitants of Cacak as a landmark for their orientation in the city. The kafana is also known by its national specialities and bohemian atmosphere. The National House Bernola log cabin serves its choosy guests who like national ambience and traditional kitchen in the city of Cacak. For the visitors who like to spend their time off the city in the Ovčar-Kablar Gorge, the accommodation in the pleasant ambience, top quality service and overnight stay is offered by the restaurant Dom Home. At the very bank of the lake Međuvršje, coming from Cacak and close to the Ovčar Spa, there is the restaurant Plaza Beach. The terrace of the kafana above the water surface offers an exceptional view to the visitors. Pleasant atmosphere, quality and fast service create an ambience where you can enjoy having family or business lunches. Cafe Pizza Place Proleće Spring is located at the central city square and represents the favorite meeting place for inhabitants of Cacak of all generations. The interior of the Cafe Pizza Place Proleće Spring is designed according to high-quality standards and cutting-edge design modern characteristics. Beer Hall City Pub is the place where all generations come, particularly lovers of the quality food and known drinks. But if you are not a lover of crowd, loud music and want to speak in privacy, we can recommend one of the city pastry shops. With all types of cold and hot drinks, cakes, ice cream cups and other sweets and candies, you can enjoy in Gallia, Gali, Dolce Vita, Sweet Life, Desert, Dessert and Srce, Heart. Your evening hours can be spent in the restaurants and clubs. For the bohemian atmosphere and unplugged music are in charge restaurants Romansa, Romance, and Starigrad, Old Town. For the lovers of the different style of music, there are clubs with various and interesting program contents, live appearances, clubbing, program nights, etc. If your stay in Cacak is intended to be a longer one, then there are hotels which offer quality accommodation. Hotel Belgrade is a representative 4-star object in the heart of the city within the pedestrian area. In the scope of the hotel facilities there are 35 luxury-equipped rooms and suites, a restaurant, a bar and a conference hall. Motel Preljina is located in Preljina and the crossroads where the Iber primary route turns to Cacak. At disposal to its guests, there are motel facilities with 52 rooms, a conference hall, a restaurant and a bar. Parking is provided too, together with a walking and leisure and entertainment area. Motel Kole is located in Konjevići, 3 kilometers away from the center of the city of Cacak. The accommodation part has at its disposal 37 rooms and 3 suites. All rooms are equipped with a cable TV, telephone, minibar, wireless internet. A restaurant is always at your service. Motel Cacak and the Motel President are located on the road which bypasses Cacak about 3 kilometers away from the center of the city of Cacak. Both of them have comfortable and quality rooms and restaurants with a domestic and international kitchen. Cacak has extremely rich and various offer cultural and entertainment events and contents. Visits of renewed theater houses and groups are reserved for the scene of the culture hall. On this stage are held various concerts of classical, popular and jazz music and nights of cultural art associations, dance groups and opera and ballet houses. Concerts are also given in the facilities of Art Gallery Nadezhda Petrović, a yard of the National Museum, secondary People's Residential Building at the City Park and the Central City Square. Numerous promotions, popular and expert lectures, evenings of poetry and literature are beside the facilities of Culture Hall held in other places too. During the summer programs are organized in the facility of the Summer Garden of the Cinema Suceska and in Ovčara Spa, as well as on the beach next to the river Morava. Exhibitions are held in the art galleries Nadezhda Petrović and Risim, as well in the galleries of National Museum, Photo Salon, Intermunicipality Historical Archive, facilities of the City Library and the Art Painting Salon on the Culture Hall. Ovčar-Kablar Gorge is located only 8 kilometers away from the Cacak following meanders of the river West Morava, which observed from the highest of Ovčar and Kablar look like calligraphically written Cyrillic letters. It is known by its beauty and rich historical heritage. Ovčar-Kablar Gorge is by a decree of the government of the Republic of Serbia protected as an area of outstanding natural beauty and natural resource of extraordinary significance and listed into Category 1, and for the assignee of the trustee is nominated to the tourist organization of the city of Cacak. The gorge is very interesting for being studied since the diversity of flora and fauna with over 150 species of birds, 30 species of fish and over 1,600 plant species. The unique connection between the magnificent landscapes and monasteries, as nowhere in Serbia, expresses how natural and cultural inheritance match, supplement, permeate, and have impacts to each other. Monasteries of Ovčar-Kablar Gorge, Monastery of Avedenje, Monastery of the Presentation of the Virgin Mary, Monastery of Vaznesenje, Monastery of the Ascension, Preobraženje, Monastery of Transfiguration, Sretenje, Monastery of the Visitation of the Virgin, and Sveta Trojica, Monastery of the Holy Trinity. On the slopes of Ovčar and Monastery of Jovanje, Monastery of St. John, Uspenje, Monastery of the Assumption, Monastery of Nikolje, Monastery of St. Nicholas, Blagoveštenje, Monastery of the Annunciation, and Ilinje on the slopes of Kablar, for the last 2 centuries have attracted researchers, artists, believers, and people of curious and adventurous spirit. Beside these monasteries, there are 2 holy places marked by the Church of St. Sava, Savinje, and the Chapel of Kađenica. They are the reason why this region is also known as the Serbian Holy Mountain. A large diversity of events is organized in the Ovčar-Kablar Gorge like sport, cultural, artistic, which is particularly attractive to the visitors of this area. The admirers of the active holidays, rock climbing and hiking, as well as the sportsmen, are able to check their abilities on the mountain paths, swimming pools and sport facilities. The tourist organization of the city of Cacak organizes hiking on marked mountain paths, visits to the monasteries, cultural historical monuments and mountain tops, alpinism, horse riding, paragliding, kayak and canoe, mountain races, swimming, marathon, regatas on the lakes of West Morava become more and more attractive to the visitors from all over the world. Atomic Spa Gornja Upper Trepča is located on the slopes of the mountains Bukovik and Vujan on the height of 460 meters above the sea level, 18 kilometers from Cacak, and by traffic communications is well connected to all larger cities in Serbia. The temperature of the water is at 30.5 Celsius degree, and it is indicated for healing of 4 groups of disease: rheumatic disease, neuropsychiatric disease, disease of gastrointestinal tract, and disease of periphery blood vessels. Thanks to the optimal contents of the rare elements which can be found in this water, Spa Gornja Upper Trepča has deserved the name Atomic Spa. The largest natural resource of this spa is mineral water, which is used in therapy and healing. Medical rehabilitation is done in the hydrotherapy block, which is equipped with modern devices for diagnostics and healing. With the beneficial influence of water and under the surveillance of doctors and the rest of skilled medical staff in this spa, have been achieved extraordinary results in the healthcare services. This is the unique spa in the world which helps in healing of multiple sclerosis, in the process of prevention of further development of disease and considerable recovery. During a year, several meetings and seminars of experts with the presentations of new healing methods and achievements in the medical rehabilitations are held in the spa. The tourist organization of the city of Cacak organizes each year for the guest of Spa Gornja Upper Trepča visits to the interesting tourist destination, what makes a stay in the spa more interesting, and during the summer, in the evening hours, organizes a rich cultural artistic program. The traditional manifestation Days of Health with the following programs: contents for the selection of best rakia, plum brandy, art galleries, exhibitions and lectures is held each year on September 21st. Nativity of the Virgin Mary celebration, Day of the Holy Mother of God, the Protector of the Church in Spa Gornja Upper Trepča. Accommodation capacities of this spa are extraordinary. Natural Spa Gornja Upper Trepča Ltd. has at its disposal suites which offer quality accommodation with a view to the panorama of the spa. Besides healthcare services, wellness and spa programs may also be used. The dispensary has 108 beds, but there are additional 57 beds in bungalows. Hotel Fontana Fountain is located in the center of the spa, close to the springs of healing thermal water and the natural spa. It has beds. The hotel offers rich and various cultural artistic contents. The restaurant with the accommodation facilities Zdravljak has 32 beds. Bathrooms are equipped with the thermal water, so the guest can enjoy having passive bath. Villa NN, Villa Monte Carlo, Kafana with accommodation, Atomski Cvet, Atomic Flower, Kafana with accommodation, Malina, Roseberry, and many others. City of Cacak, with Ovčar Gorge spas and particularly natural attractions of the rural area, has considerable tourist potentials. Villages in the vicinity of Cacak and characterized by the preserved beauty, mild climate, clean air, rich flora and fauna, and the closeness to the historical cultural monuments. These advantages are significantly present in the area of the Ovčar-Kablar Gorge slopes of mountains, Ovčar-Kablar, Jelica and Vujan. A stay in these villages offers to the tourist opportunities for walking, active holiday, organized trips to the caves in the vicinity, springs, monasteries with opportunity of fishing and hunting, hiking, collecting forest and medicinal herbs. Tradition, folklore, ethno-music, national costumes and other characteristics of the life in villages are presented to the tourist. Manifestations and traditional programs like Serbian Festival of the Flute Players in Prislonica, Days of Cabbage in Mrčevci and Fruits of West Pomerania in Zablaće. Accommodation capacities are available in the villages of Prislonica, Preljina, Dučalovići, Vrnčani, Donja, Trepča. This is the real choice for those nature lovers tourists who prefer an active village holiday inn. Whenever you come to Cacak, you are going to be a part of some of the manifestation which is organized, preserved and cherished by this city. In January, at the Epiphany is the traditional swimming for the Ice Epiphany Cross in the river West Morava. In the first half of April was organized the International Championship Golden Ring, the largest karate competition of top quality in the country. For more than 40 years has been held the poet manifestation This is Spring, the manifestation in the honor of the poet Vladislav Petković Dis, who has been born in this area. Art exhibition Spring Annual, which is the selecting supporting manifestation of This is Spring. Cycling race Cacak Classic is held in May. It is a one-day cycling race with a start in Belgrade and the finish in Cacak. The regatta down Morava Rapids in rubber boats with motors in the aim of gathering recreation and fun is held in June. Cacak Open in the international tennis tournament for boys and girls in the category up to 14 years with the participation of the most successful players of the age. When the summer heat starts, Cacak comes down to the river. Ovčar-Kablar Regatta means sightseeing and enjoying in the most beautiful part of Ovčar-Kablar Gorge in boats with and without motors from Međuvršje to Ovčar Spa. Then, in the first half of June, is held the International Symposium Colony Art and Paper, and then comes Summer Days of Culture in Ovčar Spa and Gornja Upper Trepča Spa with various artistic cultural programs. One of the largest manifestations is the Serbian Festival of the Flute Players in the Prislonica, the competition of flute players in several categories: senior, junior, pioneer, duet, original and modern. In August is held the swimming Ovčar-Kablar Gorge Marathon, the swimming marathon with a lot of various supporting programs. In the sports field of Sports Center Mladost in Cacak is held the Golden Cattle of Cacak, the traditional manifestation with a competition in cooking fish soup. Each year in Guča, which is divided from Cacak by mountain Jelica, in August is held the world well-known brass bands festival, the Festival of Trumpeters, which gathers several hundred thousands of visitors and dozens of trumpet orchestras. Everybody knows about Guča, and Cacak with accommodation capacities already welcomes visitors from all over the world. In September comes the fruits of West Pomoravlje regions near the river West Morava in Zablaće, food market exhibition and the competition in cooking traditional local specialities, roast meat, paprika dishes and satarash, a vegetable stew. Then there is the Festival of Honey, Fruit and Flowers. It is the sale exhibition of the honey and other bee products, which includes education and popularization of beekeeping. One more large manifestation is in September, Days of Cabbage in Mrčevci. It is the competition in cooking cabbage in the traditional clay pot, exhibitions of handmade products, old crafts and exhibition of agricultural products. Nice September days are used for the great mountain race in Ovčar Spa, when the nature lovers, mountain climbers, athletes, marathon runners, cyclists, recreational runners gather to participate and compete in this race. The last week of September is always booked by the large Biennale art manifestation Nadezhda Petrović Memorial, which gathers the most eminent artists from the country and abroad. And finally, in October, there are horse races and Days of Pies in November. It is not important whether you have found yourselves in Cacak accidentally or you have come here because of some particular reason. In any time of the year, enjoy in cultural, historical heritage and natural blessings of this area, since those places where you can find all that together in such a small territory are rare in the world. And remember, Cacak has been and will always be in the heart of Serbia.